everyone, so I have a project pan finale. This is the Finish 5 by fall, and since it is officially fall, I thought that I would do the wrap up now instead of waiting. Although I really am close to finishing a couple of products, I'm just gonna roll them over into my next project, which I'll mention briefly at the end of this video. So the one product I completely finished in addition to the two I had previously finished that were in my update. I finished the L'Oreal True Match Anti-Fatigue Illuminating Concealer. So this, again, one of those wind up ones, and I can't even wind it up anymore because I finished up the product. A pretty decent concealer. Not the greatest for me, as I found out as I kept using it, because I did notice it was a little dry underneath my eyes, but I did like it on other places on my face. So normally I would use it kind of chin, nose, and forehead, and I liked it for that, especially if I had a slightly darker sort of foundation kind of contouring mix going on. Then it could kind of act like a highlight on those parts of my face, which was fine, just not the greatest for underneath my eyes, but it was a good product. I like products like this, these pen style things. I find that I end up using them and I use them up, but the problem I always have with them is that they don't last the longest. I have to remember that because I like them, but I don't like them at the same time, and I find that, you know, it's hard to control the amount of product that comes up, and there's these things always go wrong. Like there's always something faulty about that sort of twist up kind of style. I'm glad that it's one more product down. It's one less thing to worry about. Moving on, I'm going to declutter the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Everybody told me to do so, and I'm going to finally it's going because I don't like it at all. It really doesn't work for me. I like other adhesives for glitter, literal glitter kind of glues, things that are more liquidy. The MAC mixing medium is something that I regularly use. There's a couple of other things I have. I can't find it right now, but I had a little something similar to like a lash glue kind of style for applying glitter, which is actually what I used for the little bit of glitter in my inner corners today. And so it's just, I don't like it. I tried using it in many different ways and it just doesn't work for me, so it's gone. I almost finished the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator. I've got a lot of use out of it and I really like it. I could call this done now, but I think I'm actually gonna cut it open and use the rest of it because I really like mixing it with foundation. I've used it a couple times like as a dedicated standalone highlighter, and I don't like it that way. I'm not really surprised. I'm not a big fan of sort of like the sort of subtle cream highlighters. Give me powdery glow, whatever. So this works with mixing things, and that's the best way that I'd like to use this. So I figure I'm going to cut it open and get the last little bit out of it. And then the Anastasia contour stick in Mink is almost done. I just didn't end up using it as much as I thought I was going to, or using as much, despite feeling like I was drawing on like contour lines pretty heavily. There's obviously a lot of product here, so I'm going to roll this over into my next project. That is it. That took no time at all. I love these little projects. They are so much fun, and I am going to do a rolling project pan. As I had mentioned before, I said, well, I'll see how this goes, and if I enjoy it, if it works for me, if I end up actually finishing stuff up and it's not a hassle, I will do a rolling project pan and keep that going. So that's my plan. I will be filming that probably right after this one, and I will be doing somewhere between 5 and 7 products. I haven't decided yet what products I'm going to include. I don't want to include things that I'm necessarily going to want to repurchase right away, just extra stuff I have, and mostly focusing on liquid products because powder products would take forever. And I really want to work through more things sort of like the concealers that I have that are just sort of holdovers from the past, and I just want to be able to use them. It's been a great exercise for me to find new ways to use products again and to be able to stretch the life of things and to mix it with things that I already like so that it doesn't feel like torture. That's dramatic, but you know, sometimes with these projects you're using products that you don't really love. They might be just sort of okay, and if you pair it with something that you really do like, then you can find that nice sort of middle ground. And I just really want to work through a couple more things. I honestly don't have a whole lot of products I feel like I can pan because powder products aren't really realistic, because if anybody's tried to pan powder blushes and highlights, you know that's not an easy task. So I'm gonna look at those sort of smaller products I have and see what I can make work with those things. I am not opposed to doing other projects as well. I've had a few people also mention sort of other projects that people are doing. So if you know of any projects, especially ones that don't involve a lot of products or ones that are going for a long period of time, let me know, because I feel like that's something that I'd be able to incorporate a little bit more easily instead of something that has like a very strict deadline with a lot of products. It's just not something that I feel comfortable doing, but this was good. This was a good sort of test to kind of dip my feet back into the panning waters and to see if it would be something that I would enjoy doing and that would be beneficial to me as well. So I had a really good time doing it. And as I've mentioned before, I've always really liked those sort of seasonal projects. So feeling good. Don't worry though, I am going to be bringing back some of my eyeshadow related stuff like Project Pan Porn and like pan those shadows and those kind of things. I've just been really trying to get my head together for that kind of stuff, and I've been enjoying playing with other eyeshadows right now, so I don't feel like it's something that's going to come this year, but I'm thinking maybe 2021 I would do some of those eyeshadow sort of projects again on a low-key, low-pace kind of schedule, which is the best thing for me. So anyway, I feel really good about how this project went, considering I finished 3 of the 6 products. I'm decluttering one thing, and I really am almost finished the other 2. So I feel like all in all, it was an absolute success. And for anybody else who is project panning, don't feel like you have to finish every single product in order to consider the project a success. Don't feel like you can't declutter things if it doesn't work for you. Say like that Too Faced eyeshadow shadow insurance, I put it through the ringer and I tried every possible combination of ways to use it, and it really doesn't work well for me. So there's no point in hanging on to it because I'm not going to use it, and if I did use it, I wasn't going to enjoy using it. So there's no point when it gets to that. And I'm not even saying like you have to do what I did, which was very extreme. Just if you have a product, you own it already, you've already spent the money or it was gifted to you or whatever, spend a few weeks, a couple of months, whatever you want to do, and see if you can find a way that works for you. But once you've decided it's not going to work for you, then cut your losses and get rid of it. And I don't feel bad about it now that I've really exhausted all possible options, and I know now 100% that it's not the thing for me, and I will never purchase that. And that's like the biggest lesson for me, is like I know what works for me in terms of eyeshadow primers and glitter glues, glitter adhesives, whatever you want to call it. So lessons have been learned there, so it's not a lost cause, and I did purchase it years ago as well. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there because that's one thing that I remember being hard on myself for, and I have come across that from time to time with people who are doing projects and they feel disappointed in themselves for not completely finishing, like scraping every last like ounce of product out, and that does not define success in a project. Even if you decide to quit after a day, but you learn that you hate project panning, lessons learned, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy Project Pan still. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing other sort of projects and what you would be interested in seeing, or what you'd be interested in seeing not panning related, any sort of content. I am always looking forward to your guys' comments and to get your feedback. It means so much to me. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.